Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Creatine, and so since I've last uploaded, I've gotten my schedule for school, and I found out that me and Alvin have my culinary class together this year, and so I'm definitely gonna have some stories talking about my cooking class coming up now that he's in it, because I have a lot of stories about him, so I can only imagine what's gonna take place during our cooking class and the lunch that comes after. But anyway, for today's story time, we're going to be talking about a day that took place back in November. So, this is basically just, I had a very big day this day. I did a lot of things, a lot of interesting things. And so, just to add a little context, um, this was coming after my junior football season. Me and a few other people came up with two flag football teams. And we had gotten these two teams together on like a Saturday or Sunday, I think. It was like pretty early in the day. It might have been in the morning, I'm pretty sure, or like early afternoon. And so we get there, our teams are together. For some fucking reason, these two dudes did the most unnecessary like turncoat or betrayal since Penis Breath from Cobra Kai. And long story short, because the flag football game doesn't really have much to do with the story as a whole, but my team ended up losing the flag football game. We had a lot less people, and they had an actual quarterback on their team, and we didn't. And at the end of it, I was just glad that I got to body slam my cousin who was in seventh grade head first to the ground. That was pretty fun. But basically, a couple people from my team, we decided that we wanted to hang out after the little game was over and we lost. We really weren't that butthurt about losing. It's a fucking game. But so basically, me, my friends Ashton, Stan, Bernard, and one other of our friends go over to McDonald's to go get some food, and then we plan on going to Target after. But when we got to McDonald's, there were two girls there, and these two girls, Ashton had known, I had known, because one of them, we'll just call her Helen, I had like an on and off fling with. And so basically, we get into McDonald's, we sit at this booth with them, we're just talking, shooting the shit, and Ashton convinces them to come to Target with us. But one of the main issues was the fact that the car we had only had 5 seats, and there was 5 of us in the car to begin with. So Stan's driving, our one homie. He's just sitting up front. Me and Bernard, we were already in the back. Ashton was in the back. Ashton and this one girl, they just squeeze next to each other, and Ellen just hops up on my lap, and we start driving. We're getting there. We're going to the Target, and they have music playing, and for some reason, she decides to start dancing upon my Johnson, and I look at Ashton with the look of just terror on my face because I have just no clue how to respond to this situation. And he just has like a big ass smile on his face. It's fucking hilarious. And eventually we get to the Target. And one of the whole reasons we came to the Target, I think Stan had to get something, but I also just had some dope imagery I wanted to instill and leave in one of the aisles that was at this Target. And so we spend probably a good 15-20 minutes. I'm just scouring the area, looking around for the picture frame section of the Target, and I eventually find it, leave my images, and then we're walking around. I'm walking with Stan. I got Ellen like on my back, giving her a piggyback ride. Our like big ass group of people is just walking around this Target, being a bunch of dumbasses. And eventually we end up leaving the Target. We got everything we needed. I was done with my mission. Stan was done with his, and eventually we just went back to like the high school where we had the flag football game at. Ashton walked those two girls home. Me and Bernard went back to my house, and Stan and our one friend went back to his house. And so me and Bernard get back to my house, and the night's not over from here. Keep in mind, there's still more to come. So basically, me and Bernard were at my house probably for about an hour or two. Honestly, like there was a pretty decent amount of time in between us like leaving the high school and going back to my house. But we're waiting for our friend Ashton to come back because we have plans to go get one of our other friends, and we'll just call this friend Connor. And so Ashton gets back to my house. So we go to pick up Connor from his house. And so we grab Connor. We are going to grab our one friend. We'll just call this friend Fluffy. And Fluffy had alcohol. Connor had a cart. And so we decide that we are all going to go hang out at this roller skating rink. I've talked about it in my previous stories. Ashton normally kind of hangs out there. And he didn't come back with us after we left the skating rink, but we all went there. We all paid to get in. And basically nothing really eventful happened there besides our one friend. If you remember, Carter from the previous story times met up with Connor in the bathroom, and basically in the bathroom of the skating rink, everyone meets up and hits each other's vapes and carts all the time, like, and they always try to keep people from doing it, and it just doesn't happen. Like, nobody follows the rules there. But Carter's in the bathroom. He's looking at Connor. Sees that he had the cart out because Connor had just got done hitting it. He goes, "Oh, can I hit that?" And Connor hands it to him, and he goes, "Okay, thanks, Troy. Just don't tell my sisters." And Connor looks at him, and he goes, like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he goes, "Your name's Troy, right? You know my sisters." And I kid you not, this motherfucker Carter thought that Connor was our friend Troy from my parade short that I posted. Because, not gonna lie, Connor and Troy, they do look very similar, but definitely not the same person. And so we just thought this was a very funny event. I explained the whole situation to Connor and Carter, and then I think shortly after this is when me, Connor, Fluffy, and Bernard decided to just leave the skating rink. And so Bernard dropped me, Connor, and Fluffy off at my house, and this is when we decided to just start drinking and smoking. And at the time, I've been freshly into smoking. I hadn't really been doing it much. I had still only been smoking out of like a bowl, and I don't remember what drink Fluffy brought to my house, but it was just a handle of something. I didn't really drink that much of it. Connor and Fluffy downed that whole thing by like the end of the night, and it was pretty fucking insane. But I'd gotten completely faded to the point where I'd called up Ellen, and I shit you not, Connor was trying to wingman me on this FaceTime call with her. He was like, "Oh, you gotta like talk to Mr. Creatine more. He's a pretty chill dude." And I'm just sitting there, I'm high, I'm thinking, what the fuck are you doing right now? And it gets a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. Connor gets me to, he has his socks on and he puts the cart in between two of his toes and gets me to hit it. Not my proudest moment. Pretty weird, pretty gross. Don't fucking do this. Ever. And basically, we're getting towards the end of the night. We all go to bed. They have the entire handle of alcohol just completely gone by this point. And yeah, so that's basically it for today's story time. Told you guys it was gonna try to be a good one today. I hope it's more on the funny side. I thought it was pretty funny. It was probably more of one of my eventful days, and I just found out that the very important pig or VIP, whatever the fuck, for the Five Nights at Freddy's interactive novel came out. So if you guys want me to do something with that, let me know. And if you guys like the video, drop a like, subscribe, comment, and I'm going to be coming out with another video tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty good one. So yeah, I'll just see you guys in the next video. Bye.